So we're all stuck inside with the coronavirus, and we don't have the coronavirus. We're all stuck inside because we're doing the social distancing and all of that jazz. So my wife and I are working from home. Kids are doing school from home and all of that. And I get a call from my parents, who are also social distancing. Although, as you'll see in a minute, not quite as social distancing as we're doing. But anyway, they go out for walks every day. My dad has some little health issues and wants to make sure that he's out and getting exercise and all of that stuff. They've always been pretty big on exercise and everything. So it's not like all of a sudden. But anyway, so they're out on a walk and they go by this house. And there's a pile of stuff in the yard, sort of overflowing into the driveway. And my dad sees some guitars, including this one. And so he goes up, knocks on the door of a stranger's house, a mile and a half or something from their own house, so not even like a neighbor. Complete stranger. And nobody answers. So my mom says, come on, let's just go. And my dad, no. So what does he do? He goes around the whole house, finds a door in the back, a glass sliding door, knocks on the door. Finally somebody comes to the sliding door and asks, like, hey, can I help you? This strange guy, my dad, in their backyard, on their back deck or whatever. So my dad says, hey, I see a pile of stuff in the yard there. The guy says, yeah, I'm cleaning out, and that's just stuff that we're giving away. Somebody's coming by to pick it up tomorrow or whatever. And the guy says, why? Is there anything you want? Help yourself. So my dad says, actually, yes. So he got this Squier Affinity Telecaster that I cleaned up. It wasn't quite this shiny and neat, although it has plenty of like little chips and dings and whatnot. Strings on it, but like totally dead and everything. And this Squier Strat, again, I cleaned it up. This has no real chips or dings, but it has some, like, it looks like paint on it. I can actually feel that it feels like paint, but whatever. And an acoustic guitar. Another just cheap acoustic. So, and a couple of cases for them and everything. So my parents carried them home with them, and here we are. So I'm going to do a little review of both of these. So I guess I'll start with the Telecaster, and then I'll do the Strat, and then I will compare the two. So I know that I did a video of an Affinity Telecaster before, and I love it. So anyway, when I got a call from my parents like, hey, come on down and pick up a couple things, we have some guitars. So this here I think is pretty sharp looking, candy apple red. And it sounds alright. So the first thing that I noticed about this is, aside from the fact that it's a pretty sharp looking guitar, is it is really nice and resonant, unplugged. because I was stringing it up, cleaning it, stringing it up and everything, while we were watching a, I don't know, family movie night or something. But it's very, it feels substantial, it feels nice. It's not heavy, but it definitely has a little bit of heft to it. It feels nice and rugged and sturdy. The neck feels amazing on this. It feels like my other one that I love. And again, a Squier Affinity Tele, crafted in China, and the serial number starts with CY5. So I don't know, I'd have to look that up, but I'm guessing like a 2005, something like that. But it is nice and resonant sounding. Unplugged, I'm sure you probably can't hear that, although there's some compression on the mic, so maybe just picking it up. I think it sounds great. It definitely has that sort of Telecaster grit to it. It doesn't sound too trebly. It sounds nice. The neck feels great. It is a little bit narrower. It's actually, I measured it, and it's a little hard to measure because the edge of the fingerboard has a slight kind of curve to it. But it's supposed to be, my understanding is, 1 5/8 inches nut width, and this actually measured slightly less, as did the Strat here. But nonetheless, it feels great. The neck feels really nice, as long as the narrower nut doesn't bother you. But like I said, it feels great. It's a top loader, which I have no real issue with. Jimmy Page's Dragon Telecaster had the top loader. One thing I definitely noticed about this is I can hold it against the light, sort of, and angle it, and I can see that it's 3 pieces of wood, solid pieces, because the lines, the glue lines that you can just barely see if you hold it and reflect, it goes down the front, it goes down the edge, and it goes across the back. So if it was like a plywood laminate or something, you would see some of the plywood laminates on the edge, which I don't. In spots I can actually see some wood grain, but there's no way that they would match the glue lines at the top to go down the side and match it on the back. I know some of them have cheaper wood in the middle and then nicer wood on the top. This is a solid color. Why would they do that? And there's no way that they would match the glue lines. So it is solid wood, and it doesn't feel like it's really cheap, light wood. It feels good. So now I'm gonna review the Strat.